Hi there, Andrew here. I love to be entertained, but I have no patience. So I give every new show I watch only one episode to hook me. Welcome to Debut Review. So I just got the new Fist of the North Star game, and I'm playing it, and as a super duper fan of the Yakuza series, which is super duper good, so you should super duper play it, pretty much any of them do not start with Dead Souls, although I think Dead Souls is a fine game if you're a fan of the Yakuza series. Zero's a pretty good one to start with. It's probably the best paced out of all of them. So from the same team comes Fist of the North Star, which is essentially a Yakuza game with Fist of the North Star coat of paint. Kind of like the Musou games, you know, the Dynasty Warriors games where they take on another IP like Legend of Zelda or Dragon Quest or Attack on Titan. You know, it's Dynasty Warriors, but with a different IP overlaid. It's kind of how this new Fist of the North Star game works. So far, I would say it's okay. I like it. Being a fan of the series goes a long way, but it really, really is taking a long time to let go and just let you play. And this is something you could, a complaint you could levy against most of the Yakuza games. They do take a while to get going. A lot of them have 20 to 40 some odd minute intros, and then they will kind of cordon off sections of the world before it lets you just explore at your leisure. Usually by the middle of chapter 2 it says, okay, you know the basics, training wheels are off, no, go wherever you want, do whatever you want, have fun. The story is over here if you want it, otherwise just play in the world. This game I've been playing for like 8 hours. I just started chapter 5, and it still has not let go and just let me explore. It's not bad, it's not boring, but I think because I'm used to the way Yakuza games do it, it's a little annoying to me. I'm like, would you please just let me explore the city and find side quests and do fun things? It's teasing stuff. There's new stuff coming, but so it's taken a little longer than most of the Yakuza games to get going, is what I'm saying. I'm not a fan of Fist of the North Star, the property, the franchise. I've never seen it. But the whole damn thing is on Crunchyroll, so today I'm going to watch the first episode of Fist of the North Star. I hope I don't like it, because it's over 150 episodes long, and I don't have time to watch that. So, let's see. You don't even know you're already dead. Or, Omae wa mou shinderu. It's, I hope it's the... If it's the English dub on Crunchyroll, I'm not going to watch it. I'm that much of a pain in the butt. The war has turned the world into a nuclear wasteland. However, humanity had survived. We switched tenses there. The war has, humanity had survived. Who's writing these? Only to relapse into society where violence dominates. You missed an article there. You changed tenses and you dropped an article, and that's not even a premise. That's just a setting. Who's writing these? So, all right. Well, oh, hey, you know what else is kind of funny about the Fist of the North Star video game? The same actor who does the voice for Kiryu, the protagonist of the Yakuza games, does the voice for Kenshiro, the protagonist of Fist of the North Star. And so they provide a Kiryu skin So you can play the game as Kiryu, if you're so inclined. It sounds like him anyway. But what I found kind of funny when I tried the skin or costume, whatever you want to call it, on is it's Kiryu's body stretched over Kenshiro's frame. Kenshiro's like 7 feet tall. He's a very leggy dude. So Kiryu's proportions are not correct. It's really weird seeing Kiryu walk around with those proportions. Now, Kenshiro's proportions are preposterous anyway, especially his incredibly tiny butt. He has micro butt. How can such a big man have such a small butt? You can't help but stare because he's always facing away from the camera and you're like, what is with that tiny, tiny butt? Where is Kenshiro's butt? How do you even get pants to fit a butt so small? Okay, so, yeah, Fist of the North Star. Let's check it out. Do you like cheese? Do you like anime? Do you like the 80s? Well, this is some cheesy 80s anime. This might be the most 80s anime that has ever animated the 80s with cheese. And that was an enjoyable 20 odd minutes. What I find really interesting is this works almost like an OAV, a standalone story. I'm happy not watching any of the other 150 episodes. I've seen the first episode; it's a complete story. I'm good. Like the setup or the show description stated, nuclear war has flattened the Earth, and now people are all wandering around the desert Mad Max style. So Ken is wandering the desert, Kenshiro, and comes across a town, and he's thirsting to death, so he takes some water, and they say, hey, you can't take our water, and they throw him in jail. And then a little girl gives him some water, and he finds out, because he's in jail with another kid who was stealing stuff, that she doesn't speak anymore because she saw her family murdered in front of her. And so Kenshiro does the pressure point thing and says, there, now she can speak, if she chooses to. Well, then the bad guys come to town, and they say, little Lynn, the like little 6-year-old girl who is not speaking, you have to fight too. Alright, so she leaves the keys to the jail cell with Kenshiro. And he's like, wait a minute. She gonna die. That's why she left me the keys. So instead of using the keys to unlock the door, he just pulls the entire jail cell apart, which is pretty great. Walks outside, kills the bad guys, and marches off into the sunset with little Lynn crying, Shane, come back, Shane. Sorry, wrong movie. Ken. That's it. That's the whole thing. It's that simple. That's all there is to it, really. There is something kind of funny. You know how the Incredible Hulk hulks out and destroys his clothes, and then the next scene or next episode suddenly he's got a new change of clothes? Kind of the same thing here. When they first arrest Kenshiro, they're like, maybe he's one of that gang that roams around the wasteland causing trouble. Well, let's see if he has a tattoo. And so they rip his jacket off, and then they rip his shirt off. I'm thinking you could have just, pulled the collar down a bit, maybe asked him to take it off. I don't know. But no, they completely rip, his clothing off. And then he just has it back in the next scene. And then he pulls the jail cell apart, and he walks out, and he confronts the bad guys, and he goes, "Ah!" And he, flexes so hard that his shirt just completely disintegrates. And then once he kills all the bad guys, then he has a shirt again. It's Magic. You see, I can buy the whole, I hit certain pressure points and then you explode, that whole thing. That's, I can suspend disbelief for that, but his constantly reappearing clothes, that's just a step too far. No, it's an enjoyable little show. It's something that if I were young and it were syndicated, I might tune in the next week just to see the cool, beefy people punching each other. It looks like, at least in these early episodes, that it's going to be a very situation of the week type of show. Modern day television shows are sequential storytelling. You have one through line, and I'm sure this does too, because he's wandering through the desert. Yuria, which is his fiance. So he's wandering looking for his fiance, and that's why he keeps wandering story to story. So in the next episode, he's going to come across another town with another bunch of bad guys that are terrorizing the town, and then he'll kill them all and move on. And that's fine. I'm not saying it's bad. I actually enjoyed it. I love this 80s. Oh, the opening theme song is pretty damn great. It's a duet, a male-female duet, which you don't hear of very often. So that was pretty cool. Tying it back to the video game, I think they did a really nice job of translating the 80s style 2D characters into 3D. Especially since the characters have a tendency to go wildly off model on occasion, but I imagine this show was not done with the highest of budgets. So Fist of the North Star, yeah. It's cheesy fun. It's fine. It's probably something that I would enjoy if I had the time to sit down and watch all of it, but I really don't. At least first episode wise, I don't think it's anything that's really going to grab you and say, "Oh man, you must watch the second episode." You watch it and you're like, "Oh, that was cute." It's fine. It's good. It's fine. It's also kind of interesting because it's not as gory as you might think, with people's heads exploding after you poke them in the pressure point. It's done very stylized. It'll do a lot of silhouetting and things like that to... what happens really comes across. You're never like, wait, what just happened? That's not a problem. You know exactly what happened. They just display it in a stylized way to probably be able to air it on television so people could watch it. So, it's a cute little 80s show. I'm going to go play the Fist of the North Star video game some more, because I think it's about to unbridle me and set me loose in Eden and the Wasteland, so that I can, play the game rather than being dragged or pushed or corralled down a specific path. Okay, you go here, now you go here, now you do this, now you go... No, not over there, we're not even going to let you go over there. No, you go over here. It looks like it's about to say, okay, now you can play. So, looking forward to that. Next time on Debut Review, I don't know, but maybe I'll do the first episode of the next season of Castlevania. Because I saw the first season, all 4 episodes of it, and really quite liked it. So looking forward to checking that out. So maybe that will be next. If you have any suggestions, let me know in the comments. I'll take it under advisement. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.